Hello, we are back. We are back to answer all the questions that everyone is harassing Marcia about. I'm sorry about my appearance. I seem to have managed to catch COVID, and I'm not very well. So I'm very, very pale, even though it is sunny here and lovely. But never mind. I am here. I am here. It has affected me by messing with my ears. So I'm wobbly when I walk around. But I will be 100% fit and well by September when we are coming together. And at least it's getting out of the way because it's the flirt strain. We have the flirt strain in the UK, which, number one, I'm not very happy about someone flirting with me and not getting my consent. I'm not happy about that in one tiny little bit. I did not ask to be invaded by alien forces at all. Flirt. Flirt. How cute does that sound? The flirt end strain. It's very British. I shan't bring it to you. I will bring you my immunity to flirting COVID viruses. Anyway, so there's been a lot of questions asked about our retreat that we're going to be doing. It's going to be, I'm still writing the itinerary. So, you know, but it's actually terrifying me how much stuff we've got to get through, but I know it's going to be lots and lots of fun. So I'm going to actually hand this questions over to Marcia because bless her heart, she's been having all the questions. So Marcia, take it away.
Hi. First question, what will we be eating?
Right. Okay. So as we all know, this retreat's a bit of it's so many different layers of healing and self-care and stuff. And the thing is that some of you already know that I am around about halfway through my Ayurvedic medical training. So what you're actually going to be eating is going to be Ayurvedic. And you're all like, well, what's that mean then? And I will explain it all to you. However, basically everything you will be eating will be incredibly gentle on your digestion. It will be incredibly gentle on you as a person. But generally what we'll be eating is, we'll be eating a lot of rice. Learn to love rice. Basmati long grain usually. And it will be flavoured with wonderful spices. I'm going to bring some from the UK because they're cheaper here. Thanks. We have a very huge South Indian population in this part of the world where I live. So I can get spices for next to nothing in comparison to what they cost over there. And hopefully by the time you've all learned how to use them all, you'll be like, you'll bring your prices down because the demand will go up. So hopefully. So everything's going to be based in rice. You're going to be experiencing what it's like to eat food that is cooked in homemade organic ghee, which is clarified butter. Which I will actually do a demonstration of how it's made while we're actually on the retreat. But I'll be making some before we actually arrive. Marcia and I are experts at this. So we make ghee by the metric ton and use it. But I'll actually do a demonstration of how it's made so that you've all got an idea, because it is really simple. The most complicated part of making ghee is singing to it, just saying. There will be singing to the ghee. You're supposed to chant, but I don't think there's anything wrong with singing a bit of the chorus or country and western music, a bit of Patsy Cline to the ghee, as long as it's done with nice intention. It's all good. Nothing too miserable though. Death metal, not allowed when you're making ghee. Death metal is not cheerful music. Anyway, so the food we'll be eating will be generally a rice-based meals. They'll be cooked in ghee, which will make it feel really hearty and filling. The spices will make you feel full and satisfied. We'll also be having fresh, hopefully as much organic vegetables as we can source. Things like courgettes, sweet potatoes, squash. What other vegetables do you use? Cilantro, you call it that. I call it fresh coriander, but you know, we'll get over that. We'll also do a demonstration of paneer, making cheese, making your own cheese from scratch. And look, all of you know Marcia. I knew Marcia before she started on this journey. I know that Marcia thought haute cuisine was essentially food that was taken out of a freezer and put in a microwave or an oven.
That is how I used to survive and raise my family.
So if Marsha can make cheese and ghee, then anyone can, okay? Because
Exactly.
she is literally an absolute gourmet at this stuff now, and she learnt it by watching me do it online. So it is so simple. So we'll do demonstrations on that. So paneer, generally we're going to be sticking to vegetarian food. I know we definitely have one vegan with us. That'll be fine. We will find an alternative. We're basically going to cook yours separately with plant-based butter. Okay.
Yeah.
Which your mum has already done for you, Megan. So it's going to be fine. And obviously we will not give you paneer. Tofu. Tofu, we will all learn to love tofu. So there'll be tofu as well. But generally it's all vegetable and bean-based as well. So things like black-eyed beans, or black-eyed peas as you call them in America, aduki beans, chickpeas as well, if we can get them soaked, and we'll just take them with us. We will be giving you all sort of get your canning jar out and soak us a metric ton of chickpeas for dinner because you'll have altogether you will have 9 meals.
Yes.
While we're away. You'll have 3 breakfasts, 3 dinners. Only 2 lunches.
Yeah, only 2.
Only 2 lunches. So basically you'll be having a good, and we'll have a good variety of things. And we might even do chapatis, if I can wrap my head around how I do them. Chapati is flat bread, it's unleavened bread. So we'll do all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, so we'll generally be 100% vegetarian for everyone else, and obviously quite easily adapt that to a vegan diet as well. With spices, when I say spices, none of this is hot. In Ayurveda, we do not choose garlic and we do not choose chili at all. These are plant medicines and should not, under any circumstances, be eaten the way that we do in the Western world at all. And I'll explain all of that to you while I'm doing all the cooking demonstrations, why we do what we do and why we spice things the way we do. And there are ways of making things taste mildly garlicky without it being garlic as well. Fenugreek is your friend. You're all going, Fenny who? Who's Fenny? Fenny who? Fenny who? Fenugreek. Wonderful, wonderful herb. You can have it in ground form or leaf form. It's marvelous stuff. And it tastes oniony and garlicky. Okay, but it isn't onion or garlic because these are plant medicines and should not be eaten ever. Neither should potatoes. I will go into all of this at the time. You will be missing potatoes. There will be no French fries. There will be no fried chicken. There will be no pizza. Although I have it on very good authority by someone who's actually done it in America to her pizza boy son. You can actually make pizza Ayurvedically.
Yes. Yes, you can.
You can do it.
And it's quite good.
There we go. So there are ways around things, but generally that's what we're going to be eating. And for all of you who have tasted the deliciousness that is dates preserved in ghee, yes, we will be making that, and we will bring some prepared, but we will also show you how to do them yourselves.
Yay.
Yeah. Bring a jar. And you might even get to take some home with you. Basically, you will never need chocolate ever again. I broke so many people out of the chocoholic syndrome. So that's what we're eating. You will be full, you will be taught how to eat again. I know that sounds really crazy, but all of us eat wrong. And it's one of the reasons why we have so many digestive issues, skin issues, hair issues, weight issues, is because actually we don't eat very well and we are left feeling hungry because we are not eating the way we should eat, which is with all 6 flavors. But I will teach you all about that, which will be part of the cooking demonstration. So you'll be joining in, but also I'll be sort of teaching you what's going on, and you can ask me ridiculously complicated questions, which I hope I will be able to answer. Thanks for eating. Okay, don't bring Haribo. You don't have Haribo in the States, do you?
Jolly
Nobody bring Jolly Ranchers. They will be confiscated and destroyed.
No Jolly Ranchers.
No. Okay. What's the next burning question that everybody keeps asking you, Marsha?
What do we need to bring?
Right, get your pens and papers out, girls and boys. Well, girls, because it's only girls that are coming on this. Okay, these are the things I would like you to bring with you. Okay, I will explain as I'm going down the list. I will also publish a list of this onto our group chat. Keep an eye on that group chat because we'll start nominating people to bring certain things as the time gets closer in maybe the week or the week or the 2 weeks leading up. Okay, before I actually come out to the States. Okay, first thing you need to bring with you yourself. Do not forget to bring yourself and whoever else you've said is coming with you, because it will be a disaster if you don't turn up. So that's the first really important thing. Next important thing is please bring with you comfy clothes. Do not bring ball gowns, sequins, or going out clothes or stilettos. They will not be required. Yes, we will have fun. Yes, we will be singing and being silly, but we will not be going out to bars. Much is the pity. There will be no bars that weekend. Okay. Big comfy clothes. So basically bring things like leggings, comfy pants, elastic waists, comfy t-shirts, hoodies, anything that you know that will make you feel like you are held. So don't bring anything new that you're uncomfortable in. Okay, now is not the time to break in a new underwired bra. Okay, this is not the weekend for it. Do it another time. Okay, you do not need to look beautiful. You are beautiful without all of that accoutrement or accessories. You just don't need them. So bring comfy clothes. Please, 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 dear God above, bring pajamas. Because in the mornings, first thing in the morning, after a very quick cup of amazing herbal tea and honey, you will be doing stretches, which will be based within yoga. Okay, and nobody needs to see anybody else's nether regions in a thong because they're wearing a nightshirt. Please bring pajamas. Okay, pajamas. Can you also bring your usual toiletries? However, can I please ask, as most of you work at Young Living, can you make sure that they are natural? And I know that you all get points for working there.
Yeah.
Please bring all of the freebie stuff that you get in your points. Yeah, we're going to try, because the thing is, it's not just about what we put in our body, as in food, it's about what we put on our body. And I always say, if you're not willing to eat it, don't put it on your skin. I genuinely mean that.
Yep.
I would literally eat the soap that I use because it's essentially a vegetable at this point with natural perfumes. It's not going to taste great, but it's not going to harm me. It's not feeling natural. So can we keep them natural? You will be getting goodie bags anyway, and there'll be little things in there that will help you out with all the new self-care routines anyway. So bring your usual toiletries. Can you bring yourself a towel, a nice towel that you can have your shower and get washed and changed and all that sort of stuff with? We're not sure about the towel provision at the accommodation, so we think it's probably better if we just bring our own anyway. You can never have too many towels, I feel.
No.
Yeah. The other things that you really, really, really need to bring with you. Can you bring a yoga mat? It doesn't need to be a Rolls Royce yoga mat. It really, really doesn't. Although I get dead excited when I've seen a what's it made of? Cork, and it's like beautiful and it's hand painted. And no, you do not need one of them. You need something from Dollar Tree. Okay.
There's actually at Five Below here.
Yeah.
They have all different colors and they're only $5.
There we go. So it does not need to be sexy or posh. In fact, I know for a fact that mine is from Five Below because Marsha has got me it and has got it stored in that room that she is sitting in. And I usually have a really thick one that's memory foam here. So I'm going to be having the Five Below one as well. So can you also bring yourself a nice blankie? Like a nice fluffy blankie, Arctic blankie, or a fleecy blankie, or just something that makes you feel comfy. That thing that when you're having a bad day and you want to just wrap yourself up and watch Netflix, okay? Bring it. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Bring it with you. It's for when we do like meditations and things like that. It'll keep you cozy. Can you bring yourself your own pillow or a cushion, something that you can pop behind your head so that we can get your head in the right position? Because we always need to, when we do any kind of meditation, it's always better to have your forehead slightly higher than your chin. No one can quieten the mind with the chin sticking up. I will explain why that is when we're doing it. Okay. It's to do with spinal alignment. Please do not panic if you have got limited mobility. Okay. I can adapt all of these things to chairs. Okay. All of this can be adapted to doing it in a chair. So don't think if you're like haven't stretched since you were 17 and you're now 52, it doesn't matter because we can adapt everything around that. Okay. I remember when Marsha first started doing these, she thought she was flexible and then she watched me and realized she wasn't. And now she can bend double. Okay. Yep. So yoga is not in any way, shape or description about turning yourself into a pretzel. It's not about having a yoga body. It's about actually settling your mind into your body so that you become aware of what is going on in your body. Okay. So yeah, don't panic if you're not super mobile or super fit or you feel that you've not got a yoga body. I can assure you I do not have a yoga body. Although Marsha will probably roll her eyes at me. Right.
Exactly.
I am 51. I do not have a yoga body because yoga bodies are fake. Right. Could you also bring with you an eye mask or a thing called an eye pillow? Now, an eye mask is just your basic eye mask that you can get anywhere. You know, you can get them. The thing is, it will block out to any distraction with light if you're having meditation. Okay. An eye pillow, I really like these. So anybody who's wanted it, I'll probably bring mine with me. Or I might pick up a couple so that you can feel what it's like, because it's really soothing to have one over your eyes if you get the right size and the right weight. But yeah, an eye mask and an eye pillow, really helpful. And can you also bring an old towel? An old towel, because I'm going to teach you a thing called Abhyanga, which is self-massage. I'm not going to demonstrate it with me in the naked buff with no clothes on. I'm going to actually demonstrate it otherwise, but it's something that you may want to try when we go off to bed in the evenings. You can actually do it yourselves. And it's quite quick and it's a really, really lovely practice. And some sort of practices around that about learning to actually love the body that you're in. And also thanking it for actually keeping you upright as it does, because it does. But yeah, bring an old towel for that. Let me see what else I've got here. Oh, yes. Can you bring either a metal or a glass water bottle? If you bring a glass one, can you make sure it can take hot water?
Yes.
Yeah, we've had lots of fun with that. And just because Young Living said it was for tea, they lied. Okay. As it exploded, as I poured boiling water into it on video call to Marsha. We're both going, yeah. Okay. So yeah, you just bring a water bottle because we will also be teaching you why it's a bad idea to drink cold water. Oh, the things you will learn this weekend. You think you're all just coming for Reiki training. I can do that in 4 hours, my friends. Cheers, getting so much more than that. Right. Now, was there anything else? I know that some of you are going to be bringing Instapots or electric pressure cookers and rice cookers, and you guys know who you are. We will check in on that nearer the time, because we're going to need multiples of those, because obviously there's quite a lot of food going to be cooked in one sitting. So there's going to be 12 of us. The other thing I'm going to ask, anybody has in their house hanging around yoga blocks? Now, if you've got them, you know what they are, okay? If you have yoga blocks or yoga straps, okay, anyone has them, bring them with you. Even if you don't need them, just bring them. Okay, I'm going to actually, I think I have 3 straps and some yoga
I have
blocks.
a yoga block.
Yeah, it's just really, really handy especially for people that are really struggle with mobility. Trust me on the yoga though, there is no pretzels involved in the yoga that I teach you. Okay, it's 100% what we call ahimsa, which means non-harming. And none of us are going to expect to look like Beyonce. Okay, more's the pity, but we're not. Okay. Has that covered everything we need to bring with us?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, next question is what will we be drinking?
Not alcohol.
No alcohol.
No alcohol. No alcohol. I'm going to go into this in a second, actually, when we come to the self-preparation. Right, there will be no alcohol at all. There will also be no caffeine. That means no coffee, no green tea, no white tea, and absolutely no black tea, okay? You will not be able to have those things at all while we're away. That will also cover in self-preparation because there is a bit of self-preparation. What you will be drinking, though, is a vast variety, and I will bring some from the UK as well that is available here, different flavours of tea, and they will be sweetened wildly with honey. Anyone who has diabetes, type 1 or type 2. Type 1 slightly different. You'll have to be writing your exchanges down and probably don't sweeten your tea with honey because you'll have to write it down as and it's an exchange. However, if you've got type 2 diabetes, you should be okay. If you're on medication for that, just keep taking it as well. Okay. But yeah, honey is actually not, it's high in sugar, but it's okay within certain limits. Okay. So that's what we'll be drinking. And as I've just said, water. But that water will not be cold. That water will be warm. The warmer, the better. And I will explain to you all why that is. I have got to a point now where I literally cannot drink cold water. It does not quench my thirst in the slightest because it doesn't. It doesn't. Marsh is the same. And everybody thinks it's weird, but you know, I actually drink my water at tea temperature.
Me too.
Yeah. And it is weird when you first start doing it, isn't it, Marcia? It's like, that's just weird. But actually you get over a period of time, you actually warm it up. So you start off with room temperature and then work it up. But it is so much better. It hydrates your body better because we are hot creatures. We are not cold. We are not made of ice. Okay.
And you don't get any brain freezes.
No brain freeze. The other thing is, I will explain at the time, but when we drink cold beverages, cold drinks, what we're actually doing is, if we think of our digestive system as a fire, what happens if you throw cold, wet things at a fire?
Puts them out.
It does, and then it smoulders and is all that horrible, stinky smoke. And then you wonder why you've got gas that smells like a sewer.
Yeah.
There we go. Cold drinks, very, very bad. Very, very. There will be no soda. There will be nothing carbonated. Carbonated drinks are bad. They are evil. They are evil and bad.
Yes.
We won't be eating fruit either. I will explain why not when we are there, and I'll explain when you can and why you can eat fruit and how you do that to best support your digestion. Okay. Right, that's where were we at? What can we drink? So yes, we'll have lots and lots of tea. Red Bush or Rooibos tea is probably one of the closest teas that is to drinking tea.
Yes.
I have found. Okay.
But it's hard to get there, but I have found it. I've had to order offline. Yeah.
I will probably bring a metric ton of that, actually. Awesome. What else have I got? Yep, I think that's it. That's what we're drinking.
Okay, the next question is, what do we need to do to prepare ourselves for the retreat before we come? What do we need to do to prepare ourselves?
Okay, the first thing I'm going to give you a little bit of a health and safety warning on this. Okay, the first thing that I need to do is, all of you have agreed to be attuned to Reiki 1. Now, I've attuned many, many people. I've also been attuned myself clearly to all levels up to master. And I'm going to tell you that things will start to change now. It is a spiritual cleansing, and the Reiki energy will already be working with you. So you may find that you're suddenly got sensitivities towards certain foods like gluten. Some people suddenly just cannot cope with lactose. Bread's usually the big one, actually. Pasta will kill you.
Yes.
You will start to notice certain changes. Do not panic. Okay, this is just your body healing itself in preparation for the energy that's going to be moving through you from the date we attune you. Okay. So your body's already going to be preparing itself. But huge things that you need to watch out for. Oh, and in saying that, anybody who does partake in an alcoholic beverage now and again will probably have found they are a little bit of a lightweight, as we would call it in Britain. You will find that you will get intoxicated quicker and you can tolerate it less. Okay. Yep. Be led by your body on that. Be led by your body on that. If your body is saying it doesn't want it, don't put it in there. Okay, don't just muscle on past it and go, no, I can drink 2 pitchers of beer every Friday night. No, if your body says, no, I'm going to make you vomit, that means that you shouldn't be doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you will probably find that things that you used to be able to tolerate, you can't tolerate as much, especially the more poison things. Okay. Yeah, caffeine. As I've said, there will be no caffeine at the retreat. I have gone through a caffeine withdrawal. It is hideous. Absolutely vile. Number one, caffeine or that cup of coffee in the morning does not make you go to the bathroom. It is a myth. That coffee in the morning that you think is making you go to the bathroom is actually causing your body to have diarrhea and flood around probably things that are already dried up in your colon and are causing constipation. It is a myth. It is not true. Okay. So what I would advise is cut your caffeine down to only 1 in the morning. Or if you are really struggling in the beginning, have 1 in the morning and then 1, but you have to have it before 1:30 in the afternoon. Okay. Cut the coffee out as much as you can, because by the time you get to the retreat, you're going to have to go 3 days cold turkey. And I can tell you, you're going to feel like you've got a brain tumor and you do not want that feeling. I thought I felt intoxicated. I felt really drunk, like I had the worst hangover ever. The only thing that relieved it was sipping warm water and peeing, strangely. And it did pass in 3 days. I went cold turkey though. And that was from chocolate and caffeine and everything that has caffeine in. And it was awful. The whole room would spin. It was very odd. So I don't want any of you having that while we're away, because you might just think you've got a brain tumor, and I don't want you to think that. So if you can cut it right down and just keep cutting it down a little bit at a day, even making the cup slightly smaller, will be massively helpful. So cut that down from now, because you will be going cold turkey. Okay. And please don't think that it's a really great idea the minute you leave the retreat to go to Starbucks. You will vomit. Yes. You will vomit. It will not be pleasant. Okay, because you'll have gone through a massive cleansing ritual. Okay. There will be absolutely no smoking. I cannot stress this enough. First of all, the accommodation is an absolute no. We're not doing it there. Anywhere on the premises. There will be absolutely no smoking of anything, cannabis or tobacco. Okay. I know quite a lot of you have given up the dreaded tobacco plant, and that is superb. But and I know that you use nicotine replacement in the form of vaping. Please note that there will be no vaping while in the building. Okay, or while we're having lessons, and no, we won't be having breaks to let you have one. You will have to so most of you work though, so you can't just stand there vaping at work. So it'll be similar to that. You will be able to go out obviously after meals and have a wander about and vape if you really, really feel you need to. I've only recently given it up myself, so I know it's really, really tough, but sort of while we're actually in the building, because I don't want to be inhaling somebody else's vape, I've just managed to give it up myself, and it was difficult because I'm a nicotine fiend. Very, very nicotine fiendy. It's hard.
Yes.
So vaping, that covers vaping. So yeah, if you can just sort of realize that while we're in sort of teaching and stuff like that, won't be able to do it in the building at all. Vaping is prohibited within the building anyway. It'll probably set off fire alarms. So just prepare yourself for that. Can I just also say there will be absolutely zero tolerance on any use of substances that are mind altering. Now, when I say that, I mean use of these things that are technically illegal without a license. So if you have any addictions to pain medications or things like that that are not prescribed by your doctor, you really need to consider how you're going to address that, because I'm not going to be tolerating that. You can't possibly learn the spiritual principles of the things that we're going to be learning if your mind is altered in any way. Okay, and I know that's really hard for some people, but if you are prescribed pain medication that is mind altering and it's because you've got a condition, I have no problem with that, but they have to be taken as prescribed. Okay. There will be no use of THC stroke CBD or even licensed medicinal cannabis during the weekend. Okay, even if you have a license, because it is mind altering, it's also hallucinogenic. I will be putting you into trance states and I will be teaching you deep meditation techniques. I am not going to be doing that with people who are already under the influence of hallucinogenics. And I know some of you might not understand that, but THC is a hallucinogenic drug, much like psilocybin and mushrooms and LSD. I will not be putting people into trance that are under the influence of any of those substances, because it is unsafe and it would be absolutely immoral of me to do so. Okay, so there will be that during the retreat at all, and anybody that is actually found doing those substances will be asked to leave. Okay, and believe me, I am like a sniffer dog. I can smell that stuff even if it's wrapped in plastic and in a case. Okay, I work in the British mental health system. I am like a sniffer dog, so I will smell it. And Marcia can attest to you that myself and my partner in Britain, with air conditioning on in the car, would be driving along and the two of us would scream at the top of our lungs, they're smoking weed in that car in front.
Yeah.
Okay. I can.
That is a true story.
True story. I even know where they're growing it in Britain. I can smell it. Okay. Right. That brings me to, obviously we're not going to be drinking alcohol, and that's great. Anybody who is a regular drinker, I have absolutely no problem with that at all. However, what I do have a problem with is the chances of going into withdrawal. It is a very, very serious, and it's in a medical emergency. Okay. And anybody who works in the medical professions will understand what I'm about to say. If you drink every day, you will not be able to go 3 days without that in your system. You will go into delirium tremors, which is the withdrawals. Withdrawals is extremely, extremely dangerous. You have no concept of how dangerous this is. You can have seizures and you can die. Okay? We are going to be away for 3 days without any sort of alcohol at all. I do not want anybody putting their life or their brain tissue at risk. So if you are somebody who drinks every day or every other day, what I'm going to say to you is, on the run up to our retreat, can you start to cut that back so that say it's every other day, make it every 2 days. And then in a month's time, in about 3 weeks' time, make it every 3 days. Okay, so that you can actually go that 3 days without any at all, because I do not want anybody going into a withdrawal. If somebody has an evidence, and we do have a licensed nurse with us who's not on staff, but if I suspect somebody's gone into withdrawal, I will get her to back me up and we will call an ambulance, which means it will affect your insurance or you'll be charged for it. And I can assure you I will not be paying for it. Okay, so words to wise, make sure you can go 3 days without alcohol at all, okay? Preferably 4 to give yourself a good wriggle room either side. Because I know there's loads of people who go home at the end of a work day and they have a bottle of wine. They get up the next morning, they go to work. Absolutely, I get that. I get that. But the thing is, if they didn't do that for 3 whole days, when they do it every night or every other night, believe me, they will go into withdrawal. It is dangerous. I am not risking my license or your life. It's as simple as that. So just make sure you can get there with that. And you don't need to explain it to me. I don't really, I'm not that bothered. It's just that I want it to be a safe and comfortable environment for everyone. And nobody needs blue lights. And they're so expensive in America. We get ours for free over here.
Well, they're extremely expensive, thousands of dollars.
Yeah, we get ours for free. If we call an ambulance here, it's free at the point of need. If it happens over there, it's not the same. So I'm very aware of that. So I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. Right. I think I've covered it. Have I covered everything?
Yes. Yes, you have.
Wow. So it's going to, that last bit makes it sound like, oh, right, we're going to boarding school.
No, it's just preparing, everyone of what to expect. And it doesn't sound like boarding school. It's just keeping everybody safe so everybody can have a good time.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be lots of giggles and lots of fun stuff as well. There'll be loads of teaching.
Yes.
We'll be going through, I'll be teaching you how your primitive brain works, how your intellectual brain works. That'll be part of it. You're going to experience a hypnotic trance, which is amazing. You'll love that.
Yes.
I'll also be obviously teaching you Abhyanga type principles on how to actually eat to support your anatomy and support your digestion, your skin, your hair, how to lose weight without even trying. Hey, Marsha.
Yep. I've done it. Yep. Makes no sense. It's just happening.
Yep. The people keep going, what's this diet you're on, Tracy? And I'm like, what diet? I went, oh, the fact that I cook everything in butter and I put honey in my tea when I used to use artificial sweeteners. Yeah, great diet.
Exactly.
I use unrefined sugar in everything. Yes, of course, I'm on a diet. I'm not on a diet at all. But yeah, when your body starts running the way it's supposed to run, you will be amazed at how it pays you back with energy and vitality and pain that you have been living with for years. That it's like, for example, right, I've got COVID at the moment and I hurt because it's like flu-like symptoms. It's in the joints, it hurts. I just want you to all take a look at me on the screen. I have COVID. And my only symptom is that when I stand up, I walk like an old lady for about 5 paces. I'm 51. I have a diagnosis of ME. I have hypermobility syndrome. Okay? It works. I've now got pain in my joints. I used to live like this. I don't now. I'm like, oh, well, this can just get lost. Horrible. Ugh. Basically, what we put in our body is what nourishes our body, and it also is what builds all of the tissues that we rely on, like tendons, the fluid around our joints. What we put in our body is feeding that. It's making that. And if we're putting rubbish in our body, believe me, those fluids and tissues are also going to be rubbish. There is no doubt about that. And I will touch on those bits and pieces, and you can ask me lots of questions, difficult questions, if you like, about that. And if I don't know the answer, I will know where to go and find them. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. There will be singing. There will be karaoke.
I will request it.
There will be karaoke. You will have for your Reiki 1 practitioner training, you don't need to worry about taking notes. I will send you a document. You will all get access to it. I will put it into the group chat the week before. I need you all, every last one of you, to print it off. I do not have the capacity to bring from the UK 12 documents of that thickness with me. You will need to print them off, preferably in colour, and bring them with you. You can scribble notes on them. I will cover everything that's in that book. Please don't read it beforehand, otherwise you'll spoil all the surprises. Should be rubbish. It's much better to read it after. But yeah, bring it with you. You can always scribble notes in it. Everything will be done on PowerPoints and stuff like that. But it'll be fun. It won't be like being at school, because you can stop me and go, rewind, women, what are you talking about? And then the other thing is by that point, you will have another teacher in the room. That's because Marsha will be attuned to Reiki master practitioner and teacher. I don't think she wants to be a teacher at this point, but she's going to learn the hard way that she doesn't want to be a teacher. No.
I would say maybe, but I'm excited.
Yeah. So, and there'll be lots and lots of opportunities to ask me questions. If anybody wants to have private sessions with me, that's fine. It will be billed separately though. Okay. Because I will need to sleep as well, as this is going to be hard work. I will have it all planned, but it's going to be lots and lots and lots of fun. And you'll all be loving Geed dates. Hey, can you think of anything else, Marsha?
I cannot. I think you covered everything. Super excited.
So I'm going to be publishing this obviously on our YouTube channel, but it will also be published on the Facebook group as well, and I will post it into the group chat. If anybody has any questions, just ask in the comments and we will get back to you. Marsha is a moderator in the group, so she'll see any questions anyway and poke me if I miss them. Okay. Have we covered it all? How long has it taken us to do this? Far too blooming long, no doubt.
I think we have covered everything.
I'm going to take my COVID infected body and go for a little sleep.
Good idea.
Okay. See you all soon. Looking forward to getting together and having some fun. Bye bye.
Yes. Bye.